You're now listening to Chaos Culture Radio. I'll be your host, Hakeem Bello. You can catch us on themediabums.com. For you fools who don't listen, THEMEDIABUMS.com. I came to give you life, culture, and tell you how to grow your money tree. And everything else, holla at me. Yo. Boom, 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 boom.
Whoa, what's up? What's good, folks?
Chaos Culture
Radio.
Back once again.
Oh, yeah.
About to hit y'all and drop some knowledge. And today we have a special treat for y'all. Chaos Culture Radio Book Club.
Yeah.
For you fools who don't listen and who don't read.
Yeah.
A lot of you millennials who don't read, we about to get y'all back on y'all swagger. Sometimes, you know what I mean, y'all like, thanks to me being the 80s, baby, we gonna hit y'all with something sweet.
It's like we bringing our own version of like Reading Rainbow, but it's gonna be Black Power Rainbow. I mean, basically. Or just like, you get what I'm trying to say.
Basically.
All black authors, writers, you know, the classics.
And even if our critics and our constituents want to get on this list, you can. And our enemies, too. I'd rather our enemies read this so you can learn more about us, so you can know how to move towards us.
Yeah, I mean, the main thing is just like, let's start getting into our art form more and give props and praise to all the writers and black creators who come already before us.
Basically, our writers who don't get the necessary recognition they need to, because a lot of y'all be screaming Tom Sawyer and all these other folks and Napoleon Hill and. You know, I mean, we got some things here too, but you know,
those are definitely classics too.
Oh yeah, they are classics. They are classics and somewhat in for a good read. But these right here, this is I think these books we listing is a manulet for you to go about your life. Once you read this, you'll feel blacker ever since. Even a white boy, you read these 19 books, you're gonna feel blacker.
Yeah, get in touch. You know
what I mean. And we're not gonna hold y'all too long. We're gonna jump right to it. Now, some of these books we've read personally.
Yeah,
we have collections of them.
For sure.
And then there's maybe one or two of them that's sitting on the shelf. We can paraphrase, but still, we couldn't just leave them off the look. And another thing too, people, do us a favor. If there's something we missed out the list, put it in the comment section. Wherever you at, Spotify, YouTube, Google, like and subscribe. You know what I mean? Stuff like that.
Exactly. Support, do what you do, and we going to keep doing what we do. So.
Basically. So, matter of fact, let me go on with the first one.
All right, go for it.
Because this one is a personal favorite of mine. I think every black man need to grab this book first. I recommend this, especially if you're in prison. If you're listening to me in prison, I know you might pick up the Quran and the Bible, but this the third book. Matter of fact, I forgot Message to a Black Man. You see, I didn't even put that on the list.
Damn. Well, the list is long. We giving y'all a little bit of stuff here and there just to get into.
Yeah. Okay. So the first one is the autobiography by Malcolm X and Alex Haley. Must read. Must read. Changed my life. There's a lot you'll learn about this person. Somebody who didn't even finish high school, who was one of the best debaters. You know what I mean? And even went all the way to Oxford to debate. You know what I mean? This is where this also defines that, you know what I mean? Anybody can be anybody. It's all choosing on you. Oh,
yeah. And definitely, like, you know, you can look up, obviously, the Malcolm X speeches and see where he was at. But I think the book probably is dope because it gives you more of a backstory of who this person, how he became who he was. So the next one on the list, number 2, is... I feel like we should have started backwards, but I guess these are not really numbered in order.
Yeah, numbered in order. We just
it's just books. The next book is Roots by Alex Haley.
Must read. Must.
And you already know the Hollywood version of the films that have come out, the series. But again, the book, there's always just more details that people, aren't aware of.
Yeah, no, definitely must read. So the third one is a personal favorite from me and you.
Yeah.
Because I ain't gonna lie to you, we are biased. We are biased. We're from Florida.
Yeah.
And honestly, she should have been number 1. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But we are biased. But Their Eyes Are Watching God by Zia Neale Hurston.
Zora Neale Hurston.
I'm going to say it just the way how we say it in Florida. Zia.
Oh, man.
Zia Neale Hurston. Like, Their Eyes Are Watching God. Pick up all her books, man. You know what I mean? Like, the lady died broke doing what she loving. And a lot of you suckers need to do the same thing, too. Do what you love and die broke. Pass me some gummies, please.
What the? You can't have my gummies. I mean, a good thing to say about Zora Neale Hurston is she was from Edenville, Florida. And, you know, she came from basically kind of a middle-class working black background where her family, they actually lived in like a all black neighborhood in Florida at a time. This is like, I would say early 1900s. You can look this up and people were very surprised to know that there were black people living in their own town, you know, at that era. And obviously that era produced such a genius like herself, Zora Neale Hurston. So definitely look at Their Eyes Are Watching God. It's a classic. Moving on to number 4, Invisible Man by Ralph Ellison.
Yeah. I've heard many people talk about this book. I personally haven't read it, but me and Dr. No Job were speaking about this earlier, so I just had to put it in the list. You spoke about it. You know what I mean? So
I don't know. I mean, this Dr. No Job person is very...
Oh, he's going to come on the show.
Yeah, for sure. So I'm with it, though. I dig the name.
Okay.
Yeah.
Number 5 is a personal favorite of mine. I had the cassette tape. I read the book later on in life. The Color Purple by Alice Walker. Mm-hmm. She's another person who you just might as well just pick up her whole catalog.
Oh, yeah. Anything from Alice Walker.
Yeah, her whole catalog. You know what I mean? But this is one of the most notable things that, I'm not going to lie, what that white boy name? The one who's the director? Who did The Color Purple?
Oh, was it Steven Spielberg?
Steven Spielberg. He did his number on that. You know what I mean? So, pick up the book. It's a very, very...
It's heavy.
It's deep, man. Like, I took a deep breath because there's some things in there that, you know what I mean, just it's a mirror in like everyday black reality from the 1920s all the way to 2019, and that's all I got to say about that.
Yeah, definitely having, you know, women writers who are writing about the trauma and the things that black people are going through is good. To have people who are writing these stories for us. Fun fact that I was telling Hakeem Bella earlier is that Alice Walker is actually the person who, you know, bought a tombstone for Zora Neale Hurston. So this is like Zora Neale Hurston is way before her time, but, you know, just being a passionate writer and person she was, she felt it was a duty of hers to make sure that Zora was actually, you know, put to rest in the correct way. So shouts out to Alice Walker. Moving down on the list, number 6, we got Go Tell It on the Mountain by James Baldwin. Actually, I really enjoy reading this book because I feel like they just gave me a feel of who James Baldwin is. Mm-hmm. We hear so much about him and how much of an activist he was and how prolific he was just as a black man writer of his era. But I would definitely say it's a great piece of work because it's a time period piece. It really reflects how life was for black folks in the early 1900s, the son of a preacher man. So Go Tell It on the Mountain. It's a good read.
Okay, so the next one is I Know Why the Cave Birds Sing by Maya Angelou. And this is a funny thing about this because this is how you know the school systems are so different. They gave me this book in school to read. Mm-hmm. A lot of people, you know what I mean, my little sister went to Maya Angelou Elementary. Yeah. So this is when back in the days they was very influential in putting books in there. So a lot of these books was given to us in school to read. You know what I mean? Do the Black History Month, or you had a teacher who did. So this is a must read. A must read for any woman, man, or child. A must read. It's deep now. It's deep. You got to be careful, but some things about this, I'm going to be honest with you, I would not hire. This is better than watching a movie. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And I know some things you want to keep your kids away from. It's better to hear from you than to hear from the streets. Yeah.
Definitely. I definitely agree. Obviously, anything from Maya Angelou is a great read. Just to understand, these books really, I feel like, it just gives you perspective like, oh, wow. As black people, you'll find parallels. You'll notice, like, certain things always been going on to our community and within our community. So just, some back history. The next one, number 8, is Native Son by Richard Wright. So I did read this one, like you said, in school.
Yep.
I read this one, but recently HBO just did an adaptation or like a remake of it where they take the story and they make it modern. And it's beautifully made. So I would definitely say check out the book Native Son by Richard Wright. Again, and check out the movie that just came out on HBO if you can get your hands on it. Starring Ashton, I forget his last name, but it's a dope movie. So yeah.
And we just gave y'all a free plug, so cut a check. So the next one is another must read. I think she doesn't get her just due, but Asada by Asada Shakur. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? This was a book. Same thing was handed to me in school. You know what I mean? That's why I say I don't know what they doing in the school systems now, because a lot of these folks know about Cardi B more than they know about these folks. Yeah. They're not naming no street after Cardi.
Yeah. Asada is I think that's just like, for anyone who's pro-black, that one is like a big one. I remember seeing that book so many times throughout college. And just knowing, like, yo, the sister with the afro, like, this is real. Actually, Common has a song about her that is just beautiful, where he tells her story. So, definitely check out Asada by Asada Shakur. And, listen to, like I said, check out the Common song. The next one on the list is I would say a hood classic.
Oh, yeah.
The Coldest Winter Ever.
Cult classic.
By Sister Soldier.
Must read by every street hustler. Every black person need to read this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a fiction story, but this was the first book I read after I caught my first case. And it just took me to another level.
Yeah, and she's just really relevant for our time. I feel like she's more so from our, like, hip-hop culture. Like, to me, she would be kind of like a modern, like, writer, more of a modern black writer. But definitely check that one out. Next one.
So the next one we're going to talk about is The Souls of Black Folks by W.E.B. Du Bois. Mm-hmm. I think he's another person who does not get his just work, because I know a lot of people don't like him because he's a boule. And there's some things that just, but you just have to read it, man. It's a powerful piece of work, and I think that a lot of people can get a lot from it.
Oh yeah, and not to spoil it, but for people who are into the black intellectuals, he was very much an intellectual, and we know when it comes to us, people of color, we have so much range. We're not monolithic. We have everything from the hustler to the pimp to the super intellectual to the scientist. Like, that's what I like about these books, is that we're just exposing people to the different types of minds that we have. We got the science fiction. So the next one we're going to drop off or tell y'all about, number 12, is Parable of the Sower by Octavia Butler. This woman right here is one of my biggest influences. I mean, talk about, people might think science fiction is only for white people, because of Star Trek or Star Wars. But when you read Octavia Butler, you will be blown away by the world she creates through writing. Like, her worlds are as rich as a Star Wars movie. I'm telling you. And then they're so relevant. So Parable of the Sower, you can read that today and it rings true to what's going on. I don't want to say too much, but the book takes place in 2029 or something like that. So please pick that up. It's an easy read. It's a great read. The lead character is a black woman. Check that one out. I'm telling you, you're going to love that one.
Okay, number 13 is another book that was given to us in school. And as I said, we need to bring these type of curriculum back here. The Narrative of Life of Frederick Douglass as an American Slave. Mm-hmm. Classic piece of work.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's, but there's really not much I should share about that. If you don't know who Frederick Douglass is, slap yourself.
All right. The next one we got is Soul on Ice by Eldridge Cleaver.
Yep, this was a book that my producer, which his name is Solo Nice, he the one introduced me to him, and you know what I mean, it's another piece of work. You feel what I'm saying?
I think Eldridge was either married to or related to Kathleen Cleaver, because that name, when you see that Cleaver, those you're talking about the Panthers, people who are associated with the Panthers. The next one is, speaking of the Panthers,
okay,
number 15.
Number 15, the one who coined the phrase Black Power.
Yes.
All we want is Black Power.
Exactly, by Stokely Carmichael and Charles Hamilton.
Yep.
You already know I'm actually diving into the Black Panther Party right now and their story and just the great things that they did. As mainstream media always does, they always muddy our image and portray us as these criminals.
You know what I mean? Free lunches, all that, all stuff.
And we weren't. These guys were really standing up for the neighborhood. You know, they were saying, like, those were our police officers. When something would go down, people were like, yo, we call them the Black Panthers. You know, these were the brothers of justice, the people of justice. So, get into your history about the Black Panther Party. The next one?
The next one is a must-read book, must-read. I think, honestly, if you don't read nothing else, this should be the first book you read, The Miseducation of a Negro, Carter G. Woolson. And I also recommend this book to any people who are non-ADOS, non-CDOS, or non-person of African descent. Must-read book. Must-read book. You know what I mean? If you want to get a better understanding of who we are, you read this book.
Oh, yeah, and a little nugget, too. If you notice a similarity, Lauryn Hill's album was actually inspired by this title, The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill. So pay attention. Message. The next one, number 17, Between the World and Me by Ta-Nehisi Coates, is legendary. He's a new up-and-coming writer who's been doing this thing for years now. But he's known as the child of the James Baldwins, the Toni Morrisons, these people. This was making so much waves. I think I even heard Obama talking about this book. So if you haven't heard about it, check it out. Go get it.
Definitely. So the next one is, this is a name you probably heard, but this is one of his notable works, Langston Hughes. You know what I mean? There's other poets, and I don't want everybody to think we forgot about them, but the Riri Blues is a good piece of work. Check it out, you know?
Okay, yep. And then number 19, Bertha's Memory by Edwidge Dandicke, who we love. She's a Haitian author.
We biased because we all have Haitian descent, and we're going to prompt our CDOS family up there, Caribbean descendants of slaves.
Oh, yeah.
You know, we're going to prompt them up there. And please pick up these books. Don't bootleg it. Please buy it. Put some money back in their pockets. You know what I mean? We live in an age when we need to support them, support their Patreon and all that. Yeah. Same thing with us. Yeah,
for sure. And if you have the books, you're willing to share them with people, you know. The last one on our list, but not the least, like you said, please put in the comments if you know of more books.
Bonus.
Bonus.
Yeah, this is a bonus. Oh. I had to put this on here, man. Like,
my bad. My bad. I was like, I don't even know.
Yeah, this is a bonus, man. I really just snuck that in there. Message to the Black Man by the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Put some respect on his name.
Oh, yeah, do that. Do that there. I'm sorry I got caught up, but yes, definitely, you know.
I read that book almost 5 times, and I'm going to read it again. That is a manulet. If you got a young son who's out here gangbanging, put that book in his hand.
Oh, yeah, do it up. And again, this is just to open up your minds and just get it started, but the beauty about reading is, like, once you get one, you kind of just want to keep digging and keep digging and keep digging, and you'll start to see the connections for yourself.
Yeah, no, definitely. And you know what I mean? And this is the thing, is we want to just promote reading, you know what I mean? This is the thing, is if you don't know what Chaos Culture Radio is, we live in a very chaos culture. You know what I mean? And we trying to uplift people in any best way we can, even with the simple tidbits of this. You know what I mean? And, you know what I mean? Expect more variety of content like this.
Yeah, for sure. People love it. We can't wait to hear from y'all. Tell us what y'all think. If you start reading any of these books, please share books that you think we should
share. Books, put it in the description, like and subscribe on the YouTube and every other platform. We on all digital distribution network. Anything you think of, Spreaker, Stitcher, Google, Apple, Whatever you got, we on there. I want to thank y'all for listening.
Thank you guys. Have a great one.
That's it.
Stay tuned.
Man, I just appreciate y'all just listening. Stay tuned for the next episode.